a stalker. He's stalking this woman, and so that chorus that he says, "Change your name, change your number. I'm gonna find you anyhow. I have been through all your things, asking when." And I love that part. I don't know if you remember that part where it kind of like the drumming almost is like a little Ringo, boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom,
When
boom, boom,
and how.
boom. Yeah, right. Asking when and how and why.
Yeah.
And then it goes, and then that guitar, and just would take it flying up again.
Yeah.
And then that next verse, well, the
I
first
didn't
verse,
really catch the lyrics at
I
all.
know,
Now that
and
makes a big difference,
I know,
actually.
yeah. So go listen to it again and come back and redo this whole thing.
We're going to keep doing it until you get it right.
You got that right.
It's showtime, folks.
Hey, everybody. Hello, good evening, and welcome to another episode of Into the Music. My name's Joel. His name is Greg. And we're here to listen to some music. Greg, I hear you got a track lined up just for my delectation. What do you got?
Yeah. Lunar. This is a band that I reacted
to
2 or 3 weeks ago, and the song was 23 Minutes in Brussels. I love that song.
Outstanding.
Yeah. And I also, well, I'm going to pull it back. I'll give you this information on the other side. But I have really taken a dive into Lunar. I've listened to several songs now. I'm falling in love with this band. So it's going to be hard for me to react to songs from this band if, at the rate I'm going on the other side. I should just kind of lay off, but I can't help it. I'm digging this band a lot. And this one song I really like a lot. It's called Tracy, I Love You, from the band Lunar.
Okay.
So I'd like for you to check it out and let me know what you think about it.
Will do.
Tell me stories on my birthday. Buy me gifts on Halloween. She's pretending not to know me, but I know where she's been. Change your name and change your number. I wanna find you and how. I have been through all your things, asking when and how, why. I spend too much time in airplanes.
Okay, this is different from the last Lunar one, the only Lunar song I heard before. This has got a much more country twang to it. There's a nice, if I'm not mistaken, a slide guitar going on there. The voice is different, but it kind of reminds me of Yoda Tango when they do that, like more country influenced songs as well. It's got a nice sound to it though. And there was almost a guitar solo in there. He started warming up, and then someone told him to sit down again. Hopefully it'll kick in again later.
Eating peanuts and getting high. Don't know why I can't stop smiling when I only need to
it's about to end, but I really like that other guitar there that's been going for the last 40 seconds or so. Really nice, and you've got the slide still coming in, twanging away. The country-ish elements. I don't mind country; it doesn't really grip me. I found the singing a bit pedestrian, but the guitars in this song is what saves it. There's all different sorts going on, and this one here is really nice as well. Yeah, I really enjoyed those guitars. Back to Greg.
Hey, I see you back.
Mm,
What do you think?
interesting song. I'd say I liked it. It didn't grab me like the other one did. And there was a couple of bits that kind of held me back, which I'll sort of go into. But there was a lot to like in the song as well. First off, I'll say it kind of reminded me of when Yola Tango do sort of country influenced songs. Had a really similar feel, same sort of thing.
Wait, you said country?
Yeah,
You got
I just
country
got
from the song?
yeah, country vibe with a slide guitar, etc.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay, go on.
that's just me. I'd say this song for me was all about the guitars. All about the guitars. There's a lovely, lovely slide guitar going in there. And the way it's going gives a real dreamy quality to it. I don't know if it was a thumbnail stuff, but you just imagine, sort of water and it had the
Yeah.
starry night, all that sort of stuff. It had that real sort of quality about it. Interestingly, I was trying to remember the previous song. The vocals didn't grab me at all. I found them really pedestrian and not really,
Wow.
effective. Which is weird because I'm sure it's the same guy in the song before, but I guess it's the setting or whatever. It's just this song, it didn't, and I have to be honest and say how I
Oh,
reacted to it. There was it's really nice, don't get me wrong. It just didn't grab me as much as the other one did. There's nothing wrong with the song at all. It's a very likable song. So going along the first verse, and it's got that lovely, as I say, dreamy quality to it. And then it goes into a chorus, and then there's this like start of a guitar solo. I think, oh, sounds fantastic, and it lasts about 10 seconds, and then stops, and I was like, and I was a bit gutted, and it cut really short. And then later on, they had the guitar solo proper, which was really beautiful, really pure. He like extended, sustained a note at the end of every phrase, which again sort of stretched it out, and it gives you a kind of yearning quality, the end of everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really lovely. I said loads of times already, but a really lovely dreamy quality about it. And this guy's, you can tell, is totally wrapped up in whoever he's singing about, and you kind of feel in there with him as well. But there was loads of like cameo guitar parts, there was a bit sort of I wrote some notes to try and get it, but there was like 1 minute 40. There was a chiming riff. Forgive me here, but I've written dada diddle, dada diddle. But it went on for about 12 seconds, and that was just great. And it was fleeting though. And then there was another bit about 3:30 that went into. I've written oh. And it went into a phasey guitar. And then from that point on, it sort of brought it home with all the others. And he was even noodling away in the ear as well. And, it had a fun, that just sort of rolled along, washing over you. Really liked it all the way through to the end. And I love that part about it. But yeah, I think the thing that held me back was the vocals just didn't hit for me. And it's odd because kind of remembering the song before. I'm sure the vocals were the same, but for some reason, the setting musically or whatever, it worked absolutely fine. And this one, it just didn't hit with me. I can't
Mm.
explain it, but it just didn't. But I like the song. There was absolutely nothing wrong with it at all. It was a sort of 1 thumbs up rather than 2 thumbs up, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. No, and
Yeah.
that is absolutely fair.
It's
Yeah.
horses for courses, isn't it? You know.
So I first heard the song, and you should check it out. The KEXP version, live version
Yeah.
of the song, and I think the way you're talking about the guitar parts, I think you'll really appreciate what they do in the live version. It's two guys, and they're just um, and a woman who's playing bass, and she's playing so well. But the two guys are just playing off each other. One is really a rhythm guy, but
Yeah.
he sort of veers out and does some solo kind of things. He kind of does these sounds, and then the other guy is the one who just kind of just takes it into outer space and does all these other things. And it's really cool on that video, seeing them with their pedals, and they kind of crouch down and kneel down a couple times, and they're hitting, and they come back up, and they're coming up with this really great stuff. Um,
Yeah.
and what's really interesting about I mean, maybe because I heard his vocals on that live performance first, and then I listened to the original version, which I gave you, and yeah, it's this part that really sort of quickly got me into what I thought the song was about, and it hooked me because I think I got why he was kind of doing this real kind of strange kind of tone to his voice, because he's a strange guy, in this song. He's a
Right.
stalker. He's stalking this
I,
woman. And so that chorus that he says, change your name, change your number, I'm going to find you anyhow. I have been
Jeez.
through all your things, asking when. And I love that part. I don't know if you remember that part where it kind of like the drumming almost was like a little Ringo, boom, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom, boom, boom,
When
boom, boom,
and
boom,
how and
yeah, right. Asking when and how and why. And
yeah.
then it goes, and then that guitar, and this would take it flying up again.
Yeah.
And then that next verse, well, the
I
first
didn't
verse,
really catch the lyrics at
I
all.
know,
Now that
and
makes a big difference,
I know,
actually.
yeah, yeah. So
Uh,
go listen to it again and come back when we do this whole thing.
we're going to
So,
keep doing it until you get it right.
you got that right. Tell me so verse one is actually tell me stories. I mean, usually we do this way at the end of our episodes, but
Yeah.
tell me stories on my birthday. Buy me gifts on Halloween. She's pretending not to know me, but I know where
Oh,
she's been. And then again, that
oh,
chorus,
gee.
change your name, change your number. I'm gonna find you anyhow. I've been through all your things, asking when and how and why. Then verse two, after that sort of guitar where I thought maybe that's where you thought the solo was gonna happen. It was only brief.
Yeah.
Then he sings, I spend too much time in airplanes, eating peanuts and getting high. And like
Yeah.
he
I got
accentuated that
that.
and getting high. Don't know why I can't stop smiling when I
Yeah.
only need to cry. He's kind of like he's probably putting himself into this persona or this guy, who's just not there. Um, and then it repeats that chorus again, and then the guitar stuff, the wonderful guitar stuff, and then the chorus
Yeah.
comes in again and just hammers home that this guy is not right. And I feel bad for Tracy. I feel terrible for Tracy. I love the song so much, but it pains me to have it's weird. Like it's bitter, not bittersweet, but like because it's so real because it happens to so many women out there. They get stalked, and some of them are not happy. They're not good endings, and there are delusional guys out there like that who just, I mean, women too. I mean, it goes both ways, but just
Yeah.
to be on the other end of that, but where he's putting you into the mind of the guy, of the person who's delusional, um, as all this wonderful guitar work is going on. So yeah. So I wonder if it was his stretched out vocals that made it sound, and I guess some
Maybe.
of the guitars too, a little stretched out. I mean, there's no steel guitar in here. That's like, typical of a country song. It's
Mm.
interesting you said that, and I need to go back now. I can see that. I could see sort of maybe like a hint, a tinge of the country.
I mean, yeah, the thing is, we don't get so much. I mean, there are. Don't get me wrong. There is a big fan base in this country for in the UK for
Yeah.
country
Yeah.
music, but it's not as prevalent as it is in your country, so we don't hear so much.
Right.
So if there anything that sounds a bit sort of twangy like that, and with those sort of vocals, I thought country after 10 seconds, but that's just because I don't hear that much, or of country all the time.
Yeah, so go check out that KEXP version.
Yeah, I will do. I will do.
And
Because I probably didn't say enough. I absolutely love the guitars. I thought they were exceptional. And, as you say, it's all these like little mini effects and cameos. It's not the same, but it kind of reminds me of like when Joey Santiago does stuff on the Pixies. He'll do these sonic noises that just explode off the top of Black Francis's rhythm.
Wow.
And it's that same sort of painting over the top, beautiful.
Just a little bit about the band. So Lunar, American rock band formed in 1991. Singer, guitarist Dean Wareham, who was, I think is a lead guy in Galaxy 500.
Yeah.
When that band broke up, and we just did a reaction to Galaxy 500 a few weeks ago, which then led to Luna. And so this band's been described by Rolling Stone as, quote, the best band you've never heard of, end quote. Luna combines intricate guitar work, traditional rock rhythms, and poetic lyrics. And that is wiki I'm reading off of. And you have this guitarist, Sean Eden, and Sean is fantastic. That's the guy you're going to see who's sort of teaming up with Dean to do the guitar work and all like that. And Britta Phillips is the bass player. I just loved her playing. I don't know if she's playing on this song, on this recording. I believe she joined in 1999 and this is 1997. But on that KEXP version, that's definitely her. So yeah, so just a little bit brief information about them. And yeah, so this guy Dean, he writes a lot of their stuff.
It's interesting stuff again, isn't it?
Yeah, there's one more song I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you one more song, and we'll see how that is. That sounds like opera, Greg. I didn't really get that, John. So that's the information there from the band, and yeah. So again, go check out that live version, KEXP. And I bet you'll just turn you completely. It'll go from 75% to 100%. I guarantee you'll the money back. Wait, there's no money involved here. What the hell am I talking about? Anyway. But you have a good rest of the night. Okay. And to everyone out there, what do you think about this reaction, the song? What do you think? Put it in the comments and hit the like button if you liked it. And sub if you haven't already. And we're almost there at 5,000. Help us get to 5,000. And we'll see each other, all of you, in the next episode of Into the Music.